Hello, today I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot and fix a non-working condenser fan motor. I have two split AC systems at my house. One serves the ground floor and the other one serves the second floor. I must warn you folks not to perform this work if you are not a qualified person that can work on electrical systems of AC units. First step is to locate the power source for this AC unit. There is a control box outside. I'm going to go ahead and open that up, and there should be a circuit breaker in there or a switch. Now turn that switch off, put the cover back on, secure the cover with a tie wrap, make sure that nobody can open it up. So it's only me and my wife, so this should be sufficient as a deterrent. These are the tools you need. Next, remove the cover of the control panel of the condensing unit. That's what you'll see inside the control cabinet of the condenser. So major components are the contactor for the compressor and the fan, the run capacitor also for the compressor and the fan. I'll focus my attention there because this might be part of the problem. And a kickstart capacitor for the compressor because that compressor requires a lot of torque. This wiring diagram is located inside the control panel. Using a multitester, verify that there is no voltage going into the control panel. 0.2 volts is virtually nothing. Next, I need to remove that run capacitor. Before doing so, I need to discharge this capacitor because it could contain stored energy. Using a screwdriver with insulated handle, short out each of these terminals. One there, another one here, and another one there, right there. Next, label the wires so that you will reinstall them to the right terminals. Locate the three wires going to the fan motor. There should be a brown wire that was connected to the capacitor and two more. There is a black and a yellow. That one right there is one of the black ones. Disconnect that, and the yellow wire should be right at the bottom of the contactor. Locate that and disconnect that from the contactor. Now let's check if the motor is still good. So there are three wires from the motor. We'll check the resistance across them on all three of them. So I've got the brown and the yellow, and I'm getting 74 ohms approximately. Then I'm gonna go take the brown and the black wires and take also the resistance across that. And here I'm having difficulty connecting. So here I got approximately 37.67, so that's approximately 38 ohms. All right, and it's pretty steady. Now I drop that and take the reading of the other set of wires, the yellow and black. And here I'm getting approximately 36 ohms. So the total of 36 plus 38 is about 74 ohms, which was the first reading we got from the first set of wires. So that means that the motor is still good. Now I'm going to test this dual run capacitor. It has two sections here. A section for the compressor and the other for the fan. So I have three terminals. One is labeled C as common. The other one is HERM for the compressor, and the other one fan, FAN for the fan. I had to scrape off the cover to reveal these labels on the terminals. My meter can measure capacitance, but it can go only up to 5 microfarads, and I'm measuring more than that. So I'm going to do a quick method using resistance testing. I've got my meter now selected to measure resistance, and I've changed the scale to read 40 mega ohms right there. I'll place my meter test leads to the terminal labeled C right there, and the other one for Herm for the compressor. And as you can see, I don't see any indication of resistance at all. Next, I'll measure the resistance across the common and the fan. And as you can see, I'm not getting any resistance reading at all too. So I can tell with great certainty that this dual run capacitor is bad. To replace this capacitor, I need important specifications, and I'll get this from the label. There's 17 microfarad for the rating of the compressor and 7.5 microfarad for the fan motor. I also need a voltage and also the physical dimensions, the diameter and the height. I got this new capacitor from Amazon for just under $20. I verified that the ratings are exactly the same as the old one, and the dimensions are the same, and I'm good to go. Okay, so next I want to make sure that this run capacitor is good. Again, my multi-tester can only measure up to 5 microfarads, and I need to measure more than that. So I'm going to use a quick resistance method. Fluke actually has a way to convert the results of this test into microfarad, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. So first I'm going to test the fan. I have one of my test leads on the common. I make sure that I've got the right scale on my meter and put the other test lead on the fan terminal. Then I noted the time for that analog bar to reach full scale. Next, I'll measure from terminal C to HERM, and I'll also measure the time for that analog bar to get to the maximum or full scale. Using the Fluke conversion table, I have determined that the capacitor has the right capacitance ratings, so this capacitor is good. Okay, I got that new run capacitor installed, the wires installed the way they should be as I labeled them before I pulled them out, and now I'm ready to test the units. I've got the thermostat control inside the building set to run for cooling, so I'm gonna go ahead and power it up. Turn the power back on, and lo and behold, that fan motor is running. And I can hear also the compressor running. So that being said, it's a success story.